Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
I suppose the unique thing about what I do is that I've taken the study of history, and I surprisingly was able to add quantitative analysis to it. And there's a field of study called cliometrics, which is what my degree is in, which is the quantitative study of history. And so, in relation to Christianity, we say ecclesiastical cliometrics, which is a mouthful, but it basically just means just looking at some of the quantitative data related to Christianity and mission. And that's been great because I love math since I was a little kid. I even tutored other children in the 6th grade because I was the one who just loved math so much.
You were in the 6th grade, or you were?
I was in the 6th grade and they were in the 6th grade.
I see, okay,
yeah,
your peers.
But the point being that I really thought I was going to have to leave math behind when I began, working in the missions world. And my father-in-law and my mentor, David Barrett, both encouraged me to do quantitative work.
I really like
and that's really what's been exciting for me because I still love math and I love missions.
Yeah,
so I'm able
to
do both of those. Yeah.
I think you're touching on, my mind's kind of going off on a number of different directions because I think people often think they need to leave behind their particular giftings or inclinations to join the mission field, where in fact I think God uses us in a particular role to enhance the things he's already gifted us with. You, in your case, math or quantitative. I also like how you're talking about missions or Christianity or global trends of Christianity in relation to quantitative data, because I think we have a tendency, many in general, to be very emotional in our response, but not understanding the data. And now you've just finished, by the way, the 3rd edition of the World Christian Encyclopedia. I think we're going to be talking about that more.
Right.
I imagine there's some quantitative data in that big book.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's really, again, it's not just this book, it's the previous 2 editions that have had a big impact on the study of mission and tracking what's happening around the world. Because this project that I'm involved in has been going for 55 years this next year.
Started
in March of 1965 in Nairobi, Kenya, with David Barrett, and it's been continuously in operation since then. And we're really happy about that and continue to produce research related to Christianity around the world. So, and this encyclopedia is just the latest in our projects. Although they're 3rd edition, there's only 3 of them because you can only produce them once every 20 years or so. The first one took 14 years. Barrett started in 1968 and published it about 1981 or so. And then I joined him for the 2nd edition.
I see.
And worked on that with him in Richmond, Virginia, where we were based. And now we've just finished the 3rd edition. So
You're talking about a big encyclopedia that I think many are familiar with. For those who aren't familiar, tell me a little bit about the World Christian Encyclopedia. I know you have a printout here. It's a big book. It's not a little flimsy paperback, I think. And
right.
That's
No.
It takes so long.
It's a huge book. It's 1,000 pages, and even that we had to shorten. What we really wanted to put in there. Because there's 234 countries in the world, and it describes when Christianity came to each of those countries and what has happened since then. And of course, a country like Turkey goes all the way back to the New Testament period, so it's a long history. And what makes this interesting and sometimes exciting and sometimes sad is a country like Turkey, because our book takes most seriously the period 1900 to the present, plus projections to 2050.
I see. Okay.
But you look at Turkey, for example, and if you know your history in relation to Turkey, 1900 is a pretty important year. Turkey was 25% Christian in 1900.
Wow, okay.
Because the Greek and the Armenian church was there. And of course, we have the horrific genocide of just after 1900 of the Armenian community in Turkey. And the Greeks are pushed out, the Assyrians are pushed out. Turkey is 0.3% Christian today.
Really?
So, a lot of what we study is
Yes.
the growth of Christianity around the world. And we have countries that were, less than 1% Christian back in 1900 that are 90%
Wow,
Christian
okay.
today, like in Central Africa or Papua New Guinea, a few other places. But we also have countries that had more Christians and now have less.
Yes.
So it isn't a one story. It's 234 stories at least, and that's why a book requires 1,000 pages. You're talking about just a few pages on each country of the world.
Yes.
And one of the unique things, of course, is studying every single country, because most books, of course, study one place or a few places, and this is what makes it an encyclopedia. Is we're trying to cover every single country in the world.
I can only imagine the effort that goes into that. I mean, I just wrote The Mind of a Missionary last year, and let's go Papua New Guinea, Don Richardson and what took place among the Sawi tribe, and Peace Child, his book that was very popular. And I think it's safe to say that what you're looking at is, rather than growth of Christianity, which it is, obviously, is trends of Christianity, whether it be scaling up or down.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.